Okay, Andy, what would you call this sort of menu that you might see on a website?
I would call it a burger menu.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
What would you call this sort of menu?
I'd probably also call that a burger menu, just because that's the term that sticks in my mind.
Okay, so this might be used for revealing an extra drop down of options, just like the burger menu, really. But you do see it on some websites doing sort of the same thing, and I think it means kind of ... as in like an ellipsis, like there's more. It leads on to more.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Traffic lights. No, I'd call it a burger menu. I just call them all burger menus.
Okay, I saw this on Twitter, and this was posted by Luke Rabolski, and he's come up with some names for common menu elements.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got the hamburger menu, the kebab menu, the doner menu.
Have you ever seen that?
I've seen that. I've seen that.
That normally is for filtering, isn't it? Not a menu, but opens a filter.
But on mobile, it might still open up a modal,
True,
a dialog box with options. Then there's the bento menu. Mm-hmm. Then there's the meatballs menu.
Yeah.
And then you might get, if the burger menu's on both sides, the double hamburger menu.
Nice.
And he's called it the mystery meat of mobile navigation, because mystery meat means
you don't know what it's going to do.
You don't know what it's going to do. Mm-hmm. Like you might have a tin that has some sort of meat in, but the label's fallen off. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, when I create a website, so what happens is the designer sends me a design.
Yep.
I create it in HTML and CSS, I make it work. Okay. And it's useful to have a shared name for common elements. So you might have a top bar, you might have a footer at the bottom, you might have an off-canvas navigation, and that's the type of navigation that it comes on.
Yeah.
So it sort of comes into screen.
Yeah.
You might have another term for something, might be a masonry layout.
Okay.
And that's kind of like, how bricks overlap each other?
Yeah.
Boxes on the website might be staggered like bricks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so there are common terms in web design. Mm-hmm. But what would you call this? So where you've got a big main heading, but then above it you've got a smaller title that exists at the top. It's not a subtitle, which is a small title underneath a big title.
I don't know.
It's one that goes at the top.
Do we need to invent a term? Is this? I've never heard of it called anything. I mean, a pre-title?
Okay.
A pre-heading?
Well, so have you seen this in use? Yeah. So some websites use it like this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so Sarah Sueden asked on Twitter what this was. So she does lots of talks about front-end web design, things like that. Mm-hmm. And so she doesn't have a name for it, so that's why she's asking other web developers. She says, "Friends, what do you call that mini title piece of text that is usually designed to sit on top of a main title? Does it have an official name?"
Oh, well, what did people say?
Okay, well, Harman Jansen said, "I've used supertitle as opposed to subtitle."
Okay.
Because a subtitle would go underneath.
Yeah, like subtext and supertext. That's the thing, isn't it?
Sub is Latin for under, as in like submarine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Andy Bell says, "I call it a lead-in."
Okay.
Max Bock says he calls it a pre-title.
Or is that a pre-title? A pretitle?
Pretitle?
A pretitle. A pretitle.
Probably a pre-title.
Okay.
Probably not the typographical correct name for it, though. This is the thing, everyone has different names.
Yeah.
Lex Lofthouse says eyebrow header.
Okay.
Joshi Kupal says in German it's regularly called Dachseil.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, which literally translates to roofline, but I don't know the English word for it.
Okay.
And then Babs weighs in, saying, "I think that would be roof tile." Makes sense. Yeah, because it's the tile, so it goes above. Michael Swen says overline, and then posts this definition from Merriam-Webster. So an overline is a printed line, usually underlined and of a smaller size or different typeface than the headline proper, run over a headline and designed to introduce or identify the matter of the story or provoke to read on.
Okay. That seems like the best official name we've got.
True,
based upon the fact it's defined.
Yeah. Anissa says, "I had to search the name of this a few days ago. The best I found is pre-title." Is that what you said?
I think so, yeah.
I can't remember now. Fun fact, in Portuguese we call it a chapeau, which means hat.
Nice.
Fine. Francesco in protest said eyebrow or kicker.
Yeah.
Michael Lynch said, "I just looked this up recently. The answer I found was strapline."
Oh, I don't think it is, because to me a strapline's more like a tagline of a...
It's like an advertising thing, like a marketing thing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, whereas it might not be that on every single... Because this is something that's going to go on every page, maybe. Mm-hmm. Jason Mantle says eyebrow. Mm-hmm. Alex Carpenter said eyebrow. Wachata said, "I've always heard this called eyebrow." So Sarah says kicker, pre-title, subhead, overline and eyebrow. Out of all of these, eyebrow is my favourite. Definitely an awesome CSS class name too. What do you think?
I think I like the one, the officially defined one, which was over title, wasn't it?
Overline.
Overline.
Literally over a line.
But if that's defined and has a dictionary definition, then I'm going to go with that. That's the most official looking to me.
But things are what you say they are. This is the web. We could just make things up.
Fine, I'm going to call it turtle. It's the turtle. Okay, that's what I think. If we're allowed to make it up, why don't we just go outrageous?
It's not the turtle.
So if you enjoyed that video, there's plenty more. Subscribe to our channel. We also do a podcast called the Unusable podcast where we talk about
bad technology.
Yeah.
And things like that.
We just moan about stuff mainly, but it's worth a listen. So have a listen in your podcast app. Anyway, that's all for now.
Okay, bye
everyone.